Hello guys, welcome back. Konnichiwa. Herzlich willkommen. So my friends, update on NEO stock. It's been a while that I made an update here, but I think we have a super bullish pattern here which I want to share with you. Everything what I say is not financial advice. I give you my opinion based on the chart. Yeah, guys, we are very close here, or we already touched my so-called algo demand zone where the bulls are accumulating their positions for NEO. I made a lot of videos here on my channel about the stock, and yeah, can just say that I expect that we see much higher prices coming in for NEO. In this video, I want to share with you a potential Wyckoff accumulation pattern, which is building up here. In my opinion, it looks like that we're seeing this pattern coming in. If you don't know what that is, guys, a Wyckoff accumulation pattern looks like this. The market makers use that, as the name says, to accumulate their positions. So yeah, to build up their positions here in a very low price range. That is the beginning then of a potential uptrend. The market makers, guys, I don't know. The market is in a very strange situation right now. In my opinion, totally overbought. I sold also most of my long-term positions back here in October, November 2025. Also, I sold my NEO position since we have here something like a double top pattern, but I will of course buy again the next dip. And by the way, guys, this accumulation pattern, you will find that for many stocks in the market. For example, I made here also a couple of videos about Intel in the past months, some months somewhere here. I said that we have a Wyckoff accumulation pattern building up with the spring, which is always the lowest price. Secondary tests in phase B and spring are the lowest potential prices which you can get. But the purpose of this pattern is a new uptrend, and it was really easy for me to identify that pattern for Intel. And that's why I also bought Intel here in the $18 range. Yeah, and you can see the price is now back to $46 when you want to see those videos. They are also available here on my channel, guys. And I think that we will see some similar coming up here for NEO. Maybe the lowest price is already in. It is possible that this shakeout here, the secondary test in phase B, that this is already in, guys. And that was this April shakeout. As you know, the overall market dipped 7 and 8 April 2025. We had the lowest possible prices, and for NEO that could mean that $3 is the lowest possible price and that we will accumulate here somewhere in this range, which I show you in a second. Then the next thing why I'm so bullish on NEO is that when you see here this gap indicator, guys, this is my gap indicator pro. You can see that we only have 2 open gaps in the weekly chart. That's why, guys, we have a bearish scenario and a bull scenario. And in a bull scenario, NEO could even go back here over the next months and years. That is, of course, not a short squeeze, which happened in one day. But we can see here prices in the $27 range based on this gap indicator pro, because NEO has only one open up gap here in the weekly chart, right? And this is waiting at $27. The flip side is that if we don't trade here in a Wyckoff accumulation pattern, if this is just a double top pattern, right, then that means that the market makers will create a new downtrend, right? Double top pattern means exactly what we saw here, that you have a top here, the first top, and the second top is always slightly higher than the first one. We have that for Bitcoin, guys. We have that for a lot of assets in the market. And you can see that the purpose of this is, of course, to create a new downtrend. So be careful here. You know, I'm not yet 100% sure if we are in a Wyckoff accumulation pattern, but I think that this is the beginning, because for a double top pattern, this shakeout here is too low. The market makers usually don't do that. They try to accumulate here, create a double top, and then they pull the rug. We don't have that. NEO has this shakeout here and recovered very quick. So I can show you now also my drawings. By the way, guys, the indicators here are available in the video description. The RSI Ultimate indicator here is a super popular indicator where you get a lot of signals here where the bull's buying, right? We have here hidden power bull signals for NEO, bull alert signals, and even NEO is now moving very slow, but we have a lot of stocks in the market, which react very well on these indicators here. I also use them for all my Patreon trades, guys. I share my trading ideas on Patreon as well for more volatile tickers, right? Because I hate to wait, right? I made my profits on NEO, but I hate to wait for months to make like 50 or 100% profits. This is here one example of a stock which I posted already here by the end of January 2026. And I mentioned to my members that we have also here the algo demand zone, which we also have for NIO, is waiting here. And in a perfect trading world, we dip down to the bottom of this zone and start to see a squeeze. And this is exactly what happened, guys. We had exactly here a retest of the bottom in combination with a powerball signal from the RSI Ultimate indicator. And you can see the result was a 127% squeeze, which just took off here a couple of days. This is a 4 hours chart, so that was here 3-4 trading days, and we had a super nice squeeze. We had 3 squeezes in total this week on Patreon. So if you want to see my squeeze predictions and trading ideas for the upcoming weeks, everything is available on Patreon, guys, and the link is also, of course, available in the video description. Yeah, guys, why I took my profits for NIO here? As I said, I already took them here by the end of 2025 because we have here one very strong supply zone, which is waiting here in this zone between $7.80 and $8.80. I bought NIO here in the $3.73 range, and as you can see, my profit was here around 115%, so I cashed out here. And yeah, but of course I will rebuy NIO again, guys. Yeah, I'm a trader. I'm not just back holding and hoping for something, so I will definitely buy again. This is not financial advice. Please make your own due diligence. Yeah, guys, which situation do we have? So the algo demand zone, or yeah, the wealth stealth accumulation zone, big well stealth accumulation zone, is waiting between $4.40 and $3.30. That's why you also have this technical reaction here for NIO. As soon as we touched this algo demand zone, which is, I don't know, guys, I draw this almost 2 years ago maybe, so I never changed my charts concerning that. And you can see that we immediately had here a very nice technical reaction from NIO when we touched that price on by 19%. But I think that when we talking here now about a so-called Wyckoff accumulation pattern, that we should not go lower than this price. There are several variations of this pattern. So the secondary test in phase B is maybe not the lowest point. We might see here a spring. Keep that in mind. NIO could technically even go below $3. Yeah, don't forget, we have here an open gap at $1.55. So technically this is possible. But I think that NIO has to do one major move before we really drop down to the downside. But for this purpose, I will of course work with a stop loss here as well. I never hope for something, work with a stop loss. If we see lower lows, guys, a price below $3, I don't know, dangerous, then that could mean that we're still talking here about a double top pattern and go lower. But for now, as long as we try to figure out if this accumulation pattern is active, we have only 2 price levels to watch. The first one is $3.73, guys. This is the strongest support NIO has. We can, of course, go lower than that. As I said before, this is part of the accumulation pattern, but we have to also wait for the right signals. And in a perfect trading world, I want to see here a bull alert, or even better, a powerball signal on the RSI Ultimate, which would confirm that the bull's buying the dip and that this is just a shakeout and not something serious, which will bring us more downside here. If the market turns bearish, guys, if we have now still a bullish, I would not call it a bullish sentiment, but the indexes are still high. So if we don't see a market crash, then I think that NIO, of course, has a good potential here to see that price go maybe even in by the end of 2026. But if the market starts to turn bearish, then of course we have to be very careful here. We could see much lower prices incoming. So to summarize that up, we are trading in the algo demand zone, or at least the algo demand zone has been retested. I will buy in back again here in this range between $3.73 and $3.40, somewhere here in that range. I don't expect to see a lower low. If we start to see lower lows, I will work with a stop loss, guys. This is for me too dangerous. Maybe, as I said before, it is just a spring test where we will see a lower low than the secondary test in phase B. This is possible. We had that, as I said before, here for Intel. You can see this is a slightly different Wyckoff accumulation pattern, which has the purpose here to create panic, to make retail sell. And as you can see, the spring is a little bit lower than the secondary test in phase B. So if that happens, I have to evaluate the NIO chart again. But besides that, we have here clear price targets, and every price above $5.37 is bullish. That acts, I call it like a squeeze trigger, right? We can see that NIO starts to lift off as soon as the price trading above $5.37, which means in the opposite way, as long as we trade below that, this is not bullish yet, but I still think that the big whales are accumulating their positions here exactly in this price range. And that's why I'm waiting here for a dip yeah, to $3.73, or in best case even lower than that. My friends, that was my update for you on NEO. If you want to see more NEO videos, guys, please push the like and subscribe and the hype button. We need to, get this information out to as much people as we can. I thank you so much for your loyal support. I wish you nothing but the best and see you in the next video. Arigatou gozaimasu, vielen Dank, alles Gute und bis zum nächsten Video. Take care. Bye bye, guys.